Yeah, so it was like drinking from a fire hose. Very, to be honest, it's when I talked to Todd and I talked to some other people at the company or at Reliant, I still didn't have a full grasp of everything, but I was intrigued. This sounds interesting. They're building something big. They've already built something big, but they're building it bigger, and they're good people, and that means a lot to me. For where I work and what I do. To be honest, the first thing Todd asked me to do was to go work at one of our facilities. He wanted me to learn from the ground up, which I love that because in the military, which is my background, the everything from the ground up. You have to be able to do everybody's job below you and a couple levels above you. And so you've got to be the expert in everything. So that was good to me. I was out there, I was sweeping out units, I was cleaning toilets, I was hooking up U-Hauls, I was showing self-storage units and leasing them up, and learned a ton about that. And it does help in some of those conversations with investors when they want to start asking detailed questions about the sites. I know how to run a site, and um, did that for a couple months, and then they brought me into the corporate office, and I was actually splitting time between investor relations and helping out with a market manager as a market manager for three new properties we bought, and kind of split time between those was fun. But Chris Benson, our chief investment officer, sat me down uh, and just started writing stuff on a whiteboard, and it was like drinking from a fire hose. I'm taking notes. He's spouting stuff off. I'm raising my hand like a student in class asking questions. And luckily Chris has some great educational videos too that he'd already put together. And that was part of my training. I sat down and just watched all of those and went through it. And then I began to just sit in on conversations when Chris was talking to investors, when they were, when the investment committee was meeting, just kind of listening so I could learn what are they looking for, what are they doing, what are the key points that are important to investors and others. And probably, and Chris is great because he probably threw me in front of people before I was comfortable with it. But that's a good thing. Trial by fire. So I got out there and had some conversations, and then he would jump in if needed. And within the year, I was comfortable. I feel like I could go out there and talk intelligently about what we offer. And it's not that I would ever worry about going and talking to people, but because it's their money, it's important. I want to make sure I'm giving them the correct information and that I'm able to answer their questions and not just kind of fluff around the answer to get out of it easily. I want to make sure I'm giving them a good, intelligent answer so they're making the best decision with their money. Honestly, I think it's communication. And, it's when you think about military skills, it's not necessarily the thing that pops up, but being able to communicate effectively is what makes you effective on the battlefield. So people know what's going on, short, concise, clear, a clear end state, allowing people to get there without giving them specific directions, but like giving them the guidance. This is what it needs to look like at the end. So communications that transferred well for me into sales, just being able to communicate effectively and understand people and what their communications. And so coming into real estate, and especially on the investor relations side, what I love about what we do at Reliant is I'm just trying to tell them exactly what our offerings are and see if it's a good deal for them and for us so that it's a match. And being able to just get that across and see where people have questions, it helps be effective with that.